Okay, our Coors Light pole winner for the 53rd annual Coca-Cola 600, which will be run here Sunday at Charlotte Motor Speedway, is Aric Almirola. He drives a number 43 U.S. Air Force Ford for Richard Petty Motorsports, and this is it's a big day here. This is Aric's first pole in 47 NASCAR Sprint Cup Series races. And this qualifies you now for the 2013 shootout at Daytona. So congratulations for that. Don't break his arm now. He's joined by team owner Richard Petty. And as we said a second ago, Richard, the 43 cars got 122 poles. And 114 of those came under your leadership, Richard Petty. Enterprises Richard Petty Motorsports. So congratulations there. He's joined by crew chief Mike Ford, and also from RPM we have Sammy Johns. So you're on the front row. You got the 43 and the 9 car, and that's pretty cool. Aric, talk about winning the pole for the Coca-Cola 600 and what it means to you, and also the organization to win your first career pole.
Well, yeah, I guess it's the first time we've ever won a pole at.
Hey, it's my turn. He said me.
I'm talking. We just got you along for the ride, okay? I think I sat on pole in 1961 because they run 100-mile races, and I won one of them. It wasn't speed; it was just that we run the race. But you know, we're like everybody else. There's nobody's crowd that works any harder than our crowds. Everybody says, you know, we work hard and all this. All these guys work hard. The guy that runs 45th, he works hard. Them guys work, and it really makes me feel good that, hey, our guys have been working hard for a long time. They finally got a little recognition. Everything came together tonight with both cars, and it was just a kind of a deal from my standpoint. It just shows that what these guys has been doing has been right. We just ain't had the circumstances right. Tonight, the circumstances were right. They had everything lined up, and you know, from that standpoint, it's a confidence builder that they knew or they thought they was doing work hard and getting the job done. All of a sudden, they're getting the job done. Even though it's just qualifying, it's still a big deal for us because it's the first time we've had run a pole since I think we won one last year at Phoenix or somewhere. But you know, that's just you just go run and do it and all that. And big deal. We got bragging rights for a couple of days here anyway, so that makes all of us feel good.
Congratulations. I want to correct myself. I said this is the 122nd pole for the 43 car, and 114 of those were driven by Richard Petty, is what I meant to say a minute ago. So you got a
Is that all?
114 of the 122.
With the 43 car.
Well, you drove 114 of them.
Okay, with the 43 car.
Correct.
And I must drive something else when I won the pole on something else, right?
Yes, sir.
Okay,
Yes,
anyhow. Statistics, I don't know nothing about it.
I understand. Crew Chief Mike Ford, talk about this car. It sounds like it's a really fast race car. Johnson was even here talking about the RPM cars here a minute ago. Talk about this race car and looking forward to Sunday, I'm sure.
You know, I've got a short time working with these cars, but you know, came in for a couple weeks and observed, and these cars have got speed. They've got a lot of speed to them, and you know, it took me a few weeks to just understand the approach of how to tune them, and you know, last year all the Fords ran good at Charlotte, and we came back with that type setup, and you know, for the Open we kind of embarrassed ourselves running 7th, and went back to work and regrouped and made a cut at something and focused on race trim and really didn't focus on qualifying. So you know, we know that we got the balance right, and the car's got speed, and you know, Aric's comfortable driving it, so he can go get the speed. So you know, these, like Richard said, it's a testament to these guys. You know, they've worked hard. They've been, you know, beat down. They've gone through some tough times, and it's a dang good group of guys. You know, and good cars. So you know, you just put the dots together and you know, and look to compete, and that's the business that we're in. So these guys just executed the plan that was put out, and you know, we're looking forward to Sunday.
And Sammy, just talk about what this means to the organization. I know a lot of hard work, effort goes into something like this. This is a big deal, win the pole for the Coca-Cola 600. So talk about that.
It is a big deal. I mean, not only did we win the pole, we got the front row. So
Absolutely.
like Richard said, we're bragging a lot, and both cars run really well. They both work together throughout practice, and just can't be any prouder of all the guys, how good they're working together. Mike coming on board and really helping that move along. Him and Todd have a great relationship in the past. Me and Mike have worked together in the past. So just feels like our organization's really communicating well right now, and I think that goes to show it paid off tonight. And real proud of Marcus and the 9 bunch with the Stanley car. I mean, you know, front row, it's going to be a lot of fun come Sunday, because like Mike said, the guys have been back working their guts out all week, because we didn't run like we wanted to last week, and they've been focused on race trim. So we're excited to get back here Saturday and see how the cars are driving for Coca-Cola 600, and hopefully we're sitting back here in front of you Sunday.
Be great. Go over here. We'll take some questions now. We'll start with Steve. Go ahead.
Steve Richards, the PRN. Aric, can you talk about your lap? How perfect was it? Did you feel like you had a shot at it from the driver's seat?
I did. My first lap on the track today in practice, I run kind of conservative, and we had a lot of speed in the car. So anytime you got a lot of speed in the car, it makes my life a lot easier. And Richard asked me when we were standing over there in Victory Lane taking pictures, he was like, well, did you scare yourself? And the answer is no. When they drive good, they're not really that scary. I mean, it was a fast lap. I knew I hit my marks, and I knew the car did a lot of things that it didn't do in practice when the heat was on the racetrack. So I knew it was going to be fast, but I didn't realize it was going to be that fast. So just proud of everybody at Richard Petty Motorsports. You know, U.S. Air Force on the car this weekend, and it's Memorial Day weekend. That's really special. So looking forward to Sunday. You know, we get a whole day to soak this in, and then we come back Saturday ready to do work and get ready for Sunday.
Got a question over here to the right, Don Coble. Go ahead.
Yes, Eric, Don Coble from Morris News Service. What does it mean to you to be able to look to your left and look at the king in the face and say, you know, thanks for sticking this thing out in this, and we're finally starting to be able to show you what all your faith has been able to lead us?
Yeah, I mean, it's been a huge honor for me from day one to be able to come to this organization, not just to drive at Richard Petty Motorsports. I'm not just driving at Richard Petty Motorsports. I'm driving the 43 car, probably the most iconic car in the history of our sport. So for him to allow me to do that, and for him to ask me to come do that, and is just really special, and it's a huge honor to be able to put that 43 car back on top of the board, and to see it over there in Victory Lane and get our picture taken and all that stuff's really cool. I know it's only qualifying, and we want to be able to do that after a race, but that's a start.
Bob Pockers, you have a question? And then the mic, Bob and the mic.
Bob Hocker, Sporting News. Richard, I know you've gone to Indy the last few years. I'm curious, are you going to go to Indy this year? And if you are, does this on the flight make you more anxious to get back to here for this race?
No, I'm going to miss Indy this year. I'm concentrating entirely on the 600, okay? Because, you know, the last 4 or 5 years I went out there with John and stuff, and just showed up here right before the race and stuff, even though I don't have much to do with the race, okay? I just feel like that if I'm here, and if nothing else is mental telepathy, if I'm here, concentrate on what's going on here, things really work better. So, but really, we just never put anything together to go to Indy this year, so it's all the 600, and you know, as far as I'm concerned, the 600 is a lot bigger race than the 500 anyway, but still yet we've done some stuff with John, because John had been with us a long time, and we were big good friends, so we've done everything we could to help him, but again, you know, we've got a couple of cars here, and they're running good, and we're going to spend all our time right here.
And is winning a pole here for this race on such a big day in motorsports, winning it for the Memorial Day race, is that a bigger deal than other poles?
Yeah, to me, well, Andy, I guess if you sit on pole at Daytona, okay, would be the next thing, or maybe a little bit bigger than the 600. 600 has got to be, if not the first, the second biggest thing going on. Even sitting on pole at the Brickyard and stuff, it's so quick. Here you got 2 or 3 days to kind of enjoy it. You know, at Daytona you got a whole week, okay? But, you know, from the standpoint, this is the biggest, the longest race that we run. In fact, it's the biggest, longest race, 600 miles. Nobody runs a 600-mile race. So from that standpoint, it's really, really a big deal. And to start up front at any race is great, but to start up race for a 600-mile race is, gives you a little bit of advantage from that. Good being able to pick a good pit area, and also being in front of all the stuff that goes on behind you.
Okay, we got Nate, David, and then Jim Utter. Go ahead, Nate. Let's get the mics over here. Oh, I'm sorry. My bad. We'll get back to you.
Give it back to him.
No, we got it.
Nate Ryan, USA Day. For the King, I know you've been in victory lane a few times recently, but I think it's been 13 years since you've been in victory lane with the 43. So does it seem like, do the times you've been in victory lane recently with RPM count as much as it would count to have the 43 back in victory lane on a Sunday night?
I guess to me, I've been here so long, years run together, okay, and it don't really feel like it's been that long since John won at Martinsville or somewhere, okay, you know what I mean? And from that standpoint, it was just last week or last year or what, no big deal. And whether it's the 9 car, the 43 car, or whatever's under the petty banner, I'm not pushing the 43 any more than I'm pushing the 9 car, or used to we run the 44 car or 45 car. Didn't make any difference as long as we was involved in it, petty some way, shape, or form. Then sort of like a Hendricks deal. You know what I mean? Any of his cars win, he's a winner, and that's the way I always looked at it.